My question is, you introduced the 3 strikes rule, the Safe Streets rule. So famously, people love this. You spoke about a wonderful program where there's rehabilitation.
Yes.
The only pushback that I've heard from this is that with an overcrowding in our prison systems already, whether that's provincial or federal, where are these extra people going to go? Or are we kind of hoping that the prisoners who are in the system right now are serving longer sentences and having that chance for rehabilitation?
And so I have some good news and bad news. The good news is Canadians can elect a government that will bring change. The bad news for the politicians is your summer vacation is canceled. And until these laws are passed, Parliament will not shut down for summer vacation. We need change. Change can't wait, but the politicians' vacations will have to wait. That is the future. Met people under the Liberal path. Liberal path means people's mental health may suffer. That's another quote. More people may struggle to afford rent, bills, and groceries. The resulting stress could worsen mental health challenges. And we go over to the next page. People will have to resort to foraging on public lands in order to scrounge out subsistence to eat. They say that people will have to break rules because they will have to go around regulation for hunting and fishing because they can no longer afford to buy food at grocery stores. Is that really the future that we can afford? Are we really going to let Mark Carney distract from the inflation, crime, rising housing costs that Liberals would continue to deliver simply because he tells lies to make people afraid of change? No, we can't. We have to choose hope over fear. We have to choose change for a brighter future for our families. And change cannot wait. We need a new Conservative government that will get busy on day one. And so I have some good news and bad news. The good news is Canadians can elect a government that will bring change. The bad news for the politicians is your summer vacation is canceled. We are going to keep Parliament open all summer long to pass 3 laws to bring change. 1, the Affordability for a Change Act. 2, the Safe Streets for a Change Act. And 3, the Bring Home Our Jobs for a Change Act. And until these laws are passed, Parliament will not shut down for summer vacation. We need change. Change can't wait, but the politicians' vacations will have to wait.
Good morning. Calling from Calgary, your hometown.
See you there soon, Rick.
Yeah, going into this weekend, I've talked to a lot of people in the last few weeks, and there's a lot of anxiety in the West, and especially in Alberta and Saskatchewan. There's a real fear, and it is a fear. We could face more years of the same from Ottawa. And this is important. For many people out here, this is simply unacceptable. More years of the Liberals. In this election, what do you see as the real life stakes for those of us who live in the West?
Well, everything is at stake. This election is about change. Either we're going to have a 4th Liberal term of skyrocketing costs and crime, where you can't afford a home and the government shuts down our key industries, weakening us against threats from abroad. This Liberal path not only means more poverty and hunger and helplessness and homelessness, but it also means more divisions in our country. After the lost Liberal decade of rising costs, crime, and division, we can't afford a 4th Liberal term. We need a change that will bring home an affordable, safe life and a united and strong Canada. That's the change we're running on, and that is the change we're going to deliver in the first 100 days. Let's bring it home. Thank you.
English, please.
Thank you very much. Well, we need to take direct action to end the tariff chaos with a position of strength, not by spreading lies to exaggerate, as Mr. Carney has done, but rather by becoming more self-reliant, strong and sovereign so we can stand on our own 2 feet for a change. After the lost Liberal decade of blocking resources, taxing workers and industries, doubling housing costs, and driving $500 billion of our investment south, we cannot risk a fourth Liberal term with Mark Carney implementing Justin Trudeau's economic platform that will make us even more helpless than we already are. We will approve pipelines, mines, LNG plants, nuclear power, export terminals, so that we can get our goods overseas to other markets. That is how we will change things. Change so you can afford housing and food. Change so you're safe on your streets. Change so that we can sell our goods to the rest of the world, stand on our own 2 feet, and be a sovereign, self-reliant country. We will pass the Bring It Home Our Jobs for a Change Act, and we will bring change that puts Canada on a proud, strong footing. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We will now
for
go
your
to the
time. I'm Rachel with ABTN. So my question is, you introduced the 3 strikes rule, the Safe Streets rule. So famously, people love this. You spoke about a wonderful program where there's rehabilitation.
Yes.
The only pushback that I've heard from this is that with an overcrowding in our prison systems already, whether that's provincial or federal, where are these extra people going to go? Or are we kind of hoping that the prisoners who are in the system right now are serving longer sentences and having that chance for rehabilitation?
That's a great question. So there are a lot of prisons that are there are vacancies in a lot of our prisons right now because of soft Liberal laws allow the most rampant offenders to go free. Even those who should be there are not there now. The second thing I would point out is the last time we did a major crime crackdown, we were able to not only cut crime by 25% under Stephen Harper, but the number of prisoners incarcerated actually went down. Now, this was the opposite of what all the experts told us would happen. They said, you're going to have to build all these extra prisons. So what explains this? Well, the answer is that the people we kept in jail were the ones who were in and out anyway. We basically have to reserve a room for them now because we know they're going to be back within a few days. It's like the Hotel California. They check out, but they never really leave. And so the question is, what benefit is there to society of having a revolving door that allows the same offenders to come in and out, in and out, in and out? Why not replace the Liberal revolving door with an iron gate that locks them in so that they don't get out and they don't get to reoffend? The good news is we have very few criminals in Canada. The bad news is they do a tremendous amount of damage. The same 40 offenders had to be arrested 6,000 times in Vancouver in a year. So that means 150 arrests per offender per year. Why didn't we just leave them in jail? There would be 6,000 fewer crimes if they were just left in prison after they started doing the damage. That's what we're going to leave them in jail. We're going to end the crime. It's going to be the biggest crackdown on crime in Canadian history, and it will start with the Safe Streets for a Change Act. There will be no summer holiday until that law is passed for the politicians. And I will say this, the choice in this election is after a lost Liberal decade of rising costs and crime, are we going to give them a fourth Liberal term? Or is it time for a change to lock up the criminals and put law-abiding Canadians first? That's the change we need. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. That concludes today's press conference.